in addressing gender-based violence, we have had to start from the bottom up. So the first thing we had an issue with, which was a general issue for everybody, was the quality of service, the service delivery methods, the quality of service delivery, the people who were delivering the service, and the manner the service was being delivered. Initially, when a woman went to make a report on domestic violence, the police would say, go home and try to work it out, go to counseling. We are not getting involved in that. This is man and woman business, and we don't have the power to do that. So we had all that. Then on the justice side, in the family court, it was left to the magistrate to make a decision if you needed a protection order. So your fear was not. She had to interpret that. She felt that she had to feel that you were afraid. So we had to start for advocating that you cannot determine somebody else's fear, and you cannot decide you are not going to serve somebody because you feel they should go back home and build the relationship back and something. So we started advocating on serving people and believing people. And then when we looked further, we realized that the OECS, Organization of Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, had already developed a set of laws, 5 of them, that needed to be reviewed, updated, and enacted to protect women and children. So they had the draft domestic violence bill, they had the child care and protection bill, they had the child justice bill, they had the status of children bill, and the child maintenance bill. They were all in draft. Some countries within the OECS, like Grenada, Antigua, had gone ahead and reviewed, updated, and enacted some of them, but St. Lucia had not done that yet. So we kind of took those bills and make it into a kind of platform for our group, and we decided that we were going to advocate. So we started advocating for the review and update of the Domestic Violence Act, the Child Justice Bill, the Child Care and Protection Bill, the Child Maintenance Bill. The Status of Children Bill, we had not gotten to that part yet, because in St. Lucia, the Status of Children Bill is something that is going to give both parents equal rights over children. But because the system has not been fixed and men use children as a means to continue abusing women, we are not really a fan of the Status of Children Bill until the system had been normalized. So we advocated for quite some time. We advocated to the government of St. Lucia and everybody that would listen at the United Nations, at the Organization of American States, at the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting in the UK, to all the embassies, the American, the Canadian, the French, the British, everybody that would listen, to encourage the government to enact the Domestic Violence Bill, the Child Care and Protection Bill, the Child Justice Bill, and the Child Maintenance Act. So in 2018, we attended the Commonwealth of Government Heads of Government meeting in London, and then the government under Theresa May decided that they think that it was time. So they decided they were going to give the government money to do that. So they agreed, and we went to consultation. They hired the consultants, they came down, and we did the updating on the Domestic Violence Bill. But then we were asking that it was gender neutral, and it covered everybody: men, women, children, and the LGBTQI community is basically invisible in St. Lucia. And then the government decided that they were not going to do that, so another 2 years went by. So 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, the government changed, and we went back to the new government and still advocated about the importance of protecting women, because domestic violence is extremely high. We had just completed a domestic violence perception survey, which we did an island-wide household survey, and it was really high, almost 60%. So the current Prime Minister agreed that he would do that. So our job then was to work with the Attorney General to make sure everything was in place, all the provisions we were asking for was in place. And in March of 2020, on International Women's Day, they enacted the Domestic Violence Act. The Child Justice Bill and the Child Care and Protection Bill was enacted in 2018. But we had kind of a honor again, off again relationship with the government, so we were not included in the consultation. So now there is some work to be done. They have some normalization to be done, but that is how we have gone that is how we have advocated. We continue to advocate all the time for better support services. It has improved a little bit, not where we want it to be. And this is one of the primary reasons why we do support services instead of just expecting that everything will work out well in the public service. This is one of the reasons why we got into support services. Initially, it had not worked out that well, but we kept um, changing our processes if we realize something is not working. If we realize something is working well, if we go away and or to a workshop or to something, a training, and we realize they have good practices, we would incorporate. So that is how we were been able to build a cohesive system for domestic violence rehabilitation.